So this is 2048. This is what you get with the deluxe packaging with the game. And it comes in a nice case here. And it's interesting. You open it up and you have the cartridge, which comes in a nice purple color here. And interestingly enough, it does not ship with an instruction manual, and that is because on the back side the instructions are right here, and pretty much that shows you everything you need to know about this game on the Commodore 64. What it says is C-2048 is played on a 4x4 grid with numbered tiles that slide smoothly when a player moves them using the joystick. Every turn, a new tile will randomly appear in an empty spot on the board with a value of either 2 or 4. Tiles slide as far as possible in the chosen direction until they are stopped by either another tile or the edge of the grid. If two tiles of the same number collide while moving, they will merge into a tile with the total value of the two tiles that collided. The game is won when a tile with a value of 2048 appears on the board, hence the name of the game. Good luck. And then it shows the buttons you can use in the game. Fire to pause, exit. M to toggle the music on or off, and B to toggle the gray or color, grayscale background or color. So the game is in full color by default, has the high score and the score on the right side there, and the tiles smoothly move into place. It's really a fun game, so let's check it out. 2048 is a relatively new video game released originally for the PC, created in 2014 by Italian web designer Gabriele Cerulli in a single weekend of programming. The game is open source, meaning the source code is openly available. According to the Wikipedia entry for 2048, this game is a clone of VWoo Studios' app 1024, which is said to be a clone of the game Threes. 2048 has since been ported to a variety of platforms, including the Atari 2600 and the Commodore 64 version, which I'm reviewing here. 2048 is played on a gray 4x4 grid. The game's objective is to slide numbered tiles on a grid to combine the numbers to create a tile with the number 2048. Upon moving a tile, the game will randomly place either a 2 or a 4 into a blank space. The player may continue to play the game once 2048 is reached in order to achieve a higher score. The game ends once there are no more legal moves possible. The tiles are numbers increasing by powers of 2. Only matching tiles may be combined. The Commodore 64 version is the first version of the game that I have played, and I have to say, this game is addictive. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this video, I have not been able to make it all the way up to 2048, but it has been a blast trying to do so. The Commodore 64 version, in my opinion, is masterfully programmed and has a simplistic design. When first started, we are presented with a nice splash screen giving credit to the game's authors and distributor, RGCD. After a few seconds, an attract mode is initiated, showing simulated gameplay. The game may be played with the keyboard or joystick. I prefer to play using the joystick, which must be in port 2. Let us not forget there's also a catchy tune playing in the background. To initiate gameplay, all that is needed is the press of the keyboard spacebar, or the return key, or the joystick. Pressing run stop will reset the game back to the title screen. The game does not have a timer or a time limit, but can still be paused by pressing the spacebar, return, or the fire button on the joystick. At that point, the player is presented with the option to continue or exit the game. This is useful, especially when playing with the joystick and a big mistake is made. You can easily start over. During gameplay, the player can turn off the music by pressing M on the keyboard, and you can also toggle black and white mode / color mode by pressing B on the keyboard. There are score and high score indicators on the top right portion of the screen. The gameplay is a little bit mesmerizing. I love how fluid and smooth the tiles slide across the screen with such ease. Nicely done. This game is still available with deluxe packaging from the rgcd.co.uk website. They have also made the cartridge download available as a free download for use via emulation or via hardware emulation such as the Commodore 64 Ultimate 2 Plus, for example. As mentioned earlier, this is a free and open source game that can be played via web browser at the link shown. As indicated on the hyperlink, it is also available for free on the mobile, Android, or iOS devices. One thing you'll notice is the gameplay is much faster on the PC. However, in my opinion, that does not detract from the overall experience. I would say playing on the Commodore 64 is actually easier for beginners. One thing I'd like to quickly point out is after playing the game for several hours straight, you start to experience the Tetris effect, where with your eyes closed, all you see are numbered blocks moving all around. Overall, 2048 is a great little puzzler. It's very challenging, fun, and I highly recommend it. I wanted to speak a little bit about the strategy of the game. Since I haven't completed the game, I'm really not one to really go too far into strategy, but from what I researched on the internet, overall what they say is to pick a corner and then try to build that corner into the largest number that you can and sort of go from there. So like down in the bottom right, I chose the corner, the bottom right, and you just sort of build that up, and you always move, when you pick a corner, you always move in that direction, like right or down, and you almost never, they say never move left or up. I mean, you can move up if you have to, you can move up. But in general, you want to build up the corner on the bottom right, and then kind of build it up in descending order. So you have, right now I have 32, you want to turn that 8 into a 16, and then, you know, keep building it up like that. And so, and then the other tip that I sort of am learning is you don't want a 2 on that bottom, on that far right column. You don't want a 2. You probably don't even want them at the very bottom column, row either. But you want to, if you do get a 2 over there, you want to rapidly turn it into a 4. Like if I move this 2 over to the right, I don't want that 2 to be there and then a larger number above it. Like if I had an 8 in front of it, then it's hard to convert that 2 into a 4. So sometimes you just want to move, like push up and then convert that to a 4. But using this strategy, I have several times been able to get my score up to 1024, but I haven't been able to get to 2048 just yet. So I've put many hours into this game, and I guess it's just a little bit. You have to play it the right moves. You have to be a little bit lucky, and the better you get at it, the further you can get in the game. So really, that's my tip for strategy. Just kind of build up this far right column, and try to get them in descending order, in ascending order, like the highest number on the bottom, the second highest above that, and so forth. Just like I'm sort of doing here. See, and if you move too fast, that's the other thing. It's one of those types of games, if you play it too fast, you do have a tendency to make the wrong move. Like I've accidentally moved the bottom right row, the bottom right tile, that's 256. I've accidentally moved it up or over to the left. And usually when you get deep into a game, that's a fatal move. You know, you can't recover from it.